Almost spilled my yak. I don't have any yak. Hi. Welcome. Stick around. Stay. Welcome back to the channel. Let's do a proper intro. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for clicking on this video. If you're new here, hey girl, hey. If you're not, thank you for coming back and seeing me, clicking on my beautiful face. Today, we're going to do something different. It's still going to be true crime, but we're going to get into Valentine's Day gone terribly wrong, kind of true crime. So stick around. Let's get into it. All right, y'all. I'm finished with my I'm finished with my wine. I'm winding down. It's bedtime. But I thought it would be cool to just read a couple stories about true crime. I found this article, and it's called 7 Grisly Valentine's Day Murders That Will Make You Happy You Do Not Have a Date. And if you like me, you don't have a date on Valentine's Day. And that's okay. Because these stories right here are going to remind you why you need to be careful while you out here navigating love in these streets, okay? So I'm going to be looking down at my computer because I'm going to be reading these stories. I don't know if it's better to pull it up on my computer or on my phone. I do have it on both. But I feel like it's better to look at my computer because if I'm looking at my phone, I'm looking down. So let's start with the first story. Y'all, this man looks so shame and miserable. Pop this picture up. Right. The first one is called Surgeon Bought Orchids. Y'all, surgeon bought flowers for his wife, but crushes her head instead. On Valentine's Day 2001, Dr. John Hamilton ordered an expensive bouquet of flowers for his wife, Susan, but she would never live to see them. Coming home between surgeries, he allegedly found his wife dead in a pool of her own blood. She had been strangled with 2 of her own neckties and had her skull beaten so badly that pieces of her brain were exposed. Sorry, I didn't realize this would be so graphic. It says by the friends' accounts that Susan and John had a happy marriage. One of those picture perfect things. I've been in a picture perfect relationship. On the outside looking in, it looks amazing. But below the surface. Okay, they found some suspicious clues that made Dr. Hamilton their prime suspect. This is what the police find. Firstly, there was this note that his wife wrote for him for Valentine's Day. In the card, weird card for Valentine's Day, I agree. I bought my card 2 weeks ago. This is what Susan writes inside the card. I bought my card 2 weeks ago, so I guess maybe they don't seem as appropriate now. But I do love you. Have a good day. Susan. So some of Susan's family confirmed that she was considering divorce after discovering him making phone calls with a stripper. Oh, and then to complicate matters further, the police found traces of blood and flesh in Dr. Hamilton's car. So not only did this man bludgeon his wife and beat her in the head, he went and got in the car, acted like he was going to work or somewhere else, and then he found her. A mess. Anyways, they also found Susan's jewelry hidden in an underwear drawer, almost if someone had wanted the police to think it was a robbery that had taken place. After expert witness testimony of the blood splatter on Dr. Hamilton's sleeve being consistent with that of him beating his wife, the jury convicted him of murder within less than 2 hours. We love closed cases. Closed. Like, sir, what was the reason? Because Shorty wanted to move on? Not too much. I must skip over this one, but I will read you guys the title. Olympic athlete Oscar Pistorius shoots girlfriend through bathroom door. I do remember that was a popular story. Okay. Baptist missionary sends wife to God. Sir, not so much. On Valentine's Day 2013, Minister Nathan Luthold gave his children Valentine's Day cards before school, but the only thing he gave his wife was a bullet to the face. It took the jury only 90 minutes to find him guilty of murdering his wife, Denise. Luthold had laid wait for his wife to return home so he could fire a bullet through her head. Investigators found that he had made hundreds of internet searches about how to most effectively kill someone. He had Googled how much poison a human body could withstand, how to quietly fire a .40 caliber Glock. Not the smartest criminal. He was a pastor, though. He loved the Lord. Sir, get your education in all areas, not just religion. Furthermore, he had used his children's college fund to pay his mistress hush money. Hey, what? Oh my goodness. He had paid his mistress hush money not to tell the police they were having an affair. The mistress was at the house often teaching the children Lithuania. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna use Google to my advantage, and I'm gonna Google that. He was sentenced to 80 years. Oh, Valentine's Day trap. Stacy definitely knew she wanted her 5th husband dead, but she wasn't sure how to execute a plan on her husband. Man, how you even get to a 5th husband? And then on top of that, you like, I need him unalive? Girl, I can't even get one husband. You got to your 5th husband. Okay. She decided to hire a personal trainer known as Mr. Results. And I'm trying to figure out, clearly he had all kind of results that he could give you. Anyways, a personal trainer known as Mr. Results, who was moonlit as a hitman to take out her unsuspecting hot air balloon enthusiast husband. That is so cool. Fun fact, I love nerds. I am a nerd. And can you imagine like talking to a guy who knows how to fly a hot air balloon? He want to take you on a date in a hot air balloon and you annoyed by it? That is so freaking cool. Anyways, she told her husband, Stacy set her husband up. She told her husband that she wanted to exchange Valentine's gift in a public park. And this is where Mr. Results shot him. She gave the hitman 10 grand for the service and immediately claimed her husband's $500,000 life insurance policy. Y'all know what's about to happen. Unfortunately for Stacy, she had arranged almost the entire thing via phone calls. While the police got recordings of Stacy, Stacy was spending the rest of her Valentine's Day in federal prison. Bitter ex stabs former girlfriend for revenge. Just let her go. Let her go. 25-year-old Tiana Notice broke up with her boyfriend James Carter because of frequent volatile and sometimes violent behavior. Carter wasn't willing to give her up, even after she received multiple restraining orders. He continued violating his restraining order, texting, calling, emailing, eventually building up to threats because he was angry. Trust me, baby girl, you are go to lose everything. I think what he meant to say was, trust me, baby girl, you gonna lose everything. That's not how he typed it in these emails. As God is my witness, punishment is on the way. Be prepared. And then a whole bunch of blah, 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 blah about karma, her getting her karma, and then you got to answer to God. Why God got to be in this? You doing things you shouldn't be doing, and you asking God to fight your battles? So despite her going to the police and notifying them of what was happening, James continued to harass her, invade her privacy, communicate with her. He didn't care about no piece of paper. He was coming to her home and workplace and continued to write letters. What year was this? It says in 2009. Why is he still writing letters like people don't got cell phones? I don't know why this man is using email. That is a new extreme that I don't understand. Because I don't know. He needed a journal or something. So Tiana returns to police with the final email. James writes, "God told me to write, so please don't tell the cops. I'm going through a life or death situation right now. You're the only one I can talk to. You ever been close to death or thought you were going to die? If I am lying, may the Lord strike me down and kill me tomorrow. My dad said he had a dream that our neighbor gave us 2 tombstones at our house. There is no our house. We're not together. In dire straits situations, please help me. Get rid of the restraining order." So, of course, Tiana goes on to show that to the police. And finally, the police are able to arrest him. Well, excuse me. They are able to actively act on the warrant for him not abiding by the restraining order. Unfortunately for Tiana, on the evening of Valentine's Day 2009, Tiana was killed by over 20 stab wounds inflicted by her ex-boyfriend. He was sentenced to 60 years in prison. The next story is about a couple. It says, "Loving couple tortured to death after Valentine's Day dance." They look so beautiful and sweet. This is definitely an old picture. The ketchup bottle. I'm going to put it all here. This is me telling future self, editing self. Put it here. So Valentine's Day 1971 was the last holiday that 19-year-old Jesse McBain and 20-year-old Patricia Mann spent together. The two accompanied each other on Valentine's Day to a local hospital, but neither returned to their beds at night. Oh, it was a dance at a local hospital. Excuse me. The police initially ignored the case, assuming that the couple had run away when they did not return home. After a few days, the investigation had no results. And after a few weeks, a local surveyor found 2 bodies tied to a tree, still lovingly leaning against each other. It was Jesse and Patricia. Marks on their necks and bodies indicated that a rope was tightened and slackened around them multiple times, implying some kind of sadistic torture. Unfortunately, the case is still unsolved to this day. Yeah. So the last one that I'm going to read before I let y'all lovelies go on this Valentine's Day. Whew. Husband murders wife, stuffs pieces of her body in garbage bags, and blames the police for everything. That makes no sense. These people be halfway crazy. On Valentine's Day 2007, Stephen Grant notified a local police precinct that his wife, Tara Lynn, was missing. After interviewing Stephen, police discovered that there was a 5-day gap between when his wife went missing and when he reported her disappearance. Red flags. Red flags. Stephen immediately began going on a media bonanza, appearing on tons of shows, accusing the police of harassment. In early March, police executed a search warrant on his home and found mangled pieces of Tara's remains on the floor in the garage. You going to the TV stations and trying to get somebody to please listen to you, and you ain't even cleaned up the remains. You just got her chilling out. The mindset to put somebody in a bag. Disrespectful. They found mangled pieces of Tara's remains on the floor of the garage. Stephen Grant had apparently originally dumped his wife's body in local parks, but moved it back to back into the garage after hearing the police would be searching the park. Who told him the police searched the park? Did he tell the police they was in the parks? I know they patrol the park. I don't be knowing if they be searching for people in the park. I don't know. Stephen Grant had, by the time of the search, fled the state, but police caught up with him in Michigan by tracking a phone call he made to his sister. What he have to say to his sister? Lies. He was probably telling her he didn't do it. After being brought in after being brought in by police, Grant confessed, saying that he had strangled his wife after she belittled him and bit him. He was sentenced to 50 years in prison. Y'all, these are serious situations. A lot of my personality is making light of life's tragedies, life's ills. It's how I cope with my own hidden trauma. But on a serious note, I am wishing everyone a happy Valentine's Day. Be safe, be kind to someone you know, share as much love as you can in the world, and thank you for tuning in. This has been another true crime. Make sure you click that thumbs up button before you leave. Make sure you click the subscribe button, and thank you guys for sticking with me. I'm hoping that you guys like this. Make sure you give me feedback in the comment section, and I will see you in my next video. Y'all have a good one.